Do not listen to this recording while driving a vehicle. Hello, this is Marina, and I want to thank you for trying another way. Go ahead and find someplace comfortable. Maybe you want to sit, or perhaps you'd like to lie down, but get in a position that feels good to you. And uncross your legs and rest your hands gently on your lap. And something for you to note: all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. And you know, while you're in this state, you are always in control. There's nothing that you will do that's not the best for you. And your deeper mind always knows what's best for you. So go ahead and take a nice deep breath and hold it in for 3 seconds, and then really let it all out. Now go ahead and do that 2 more times. Take a nice deep breath and hold it in for 3 seconds, and then really let it all out. And know that each time you exhale, you go deeper into relaxation. And let's just do a final deep breath, holding it in for 3 seconds with a big exhale. And as you begin to let yourself unwind even more, I want you to take special attention to any sensations that you might feel in your body. And perhaps you are noticing sensations around your eyes. Or maybe you feel them in your stomach as it moves when you breathe. And I want you to notice how you can pay specific attention to the sensations around you. And while you're sitting here listening to the sound of my voice, you may hear other noises and sounds, and any sound that's unnecessary you can just let pass by like billowy clouds in the sky. And as your conscious mind can hear the sound of my voice, as your unconscious mind knows exactly what to listen for, your conscious mind can know what to listen for, as your unconscious mind can hear the sound of my voice. And you know, sometimes our brains get stuck in this false alarm pattern. You know, since the beginning of human times, there's been this reptilian brain, the one that's meant for survival, the one that's been keeping you alive. Well, this function was really useful for our ancestors when they were in seriously life or death situations daily. However, you aren't in that type of situation. And so at some point, in your life, your brain will just turn on this function, and sometimes it doesn't turn it back off. So when things happen that we need to be on high alert for, we get on high alert, and sometimes that alarm just isn't turned off. And so what happens is we end up with some behaviors that we would rather not have. And well, this is where the good news comes in. Did you know that it's possible to go into that deeper part of yourself and see what alarms are still turned on? And we can go ahead and turn those off, because you know you want to turn off all the false alarms, the ones you don't need. And the good news is you can't turn the whole system off, so you'll still have that safety system. So that backup alarm will always be there, and it will be ready for you. But fixing these false alarms, that's the first step for proper functioning. So right now, the most important thing is that your unconscious mind begin to learn, begin to separate out one thing from another, and to begin to work actively and sort out all of these memories. And I want you to take a moment and remember a really good time. I want you to think about some time in your life where everything was good. I don't know, maybe it was when you were a child and you got that toy that you wanted. Or maybe you played sports and you just did what you were supposed to do. Or perhaps you accomplished something you didn't think you could accomplish. And you know that thing, whatever that was that made you happy. Maybe it was that person that just would smile at you. I want you to see yourself looking so happy and doing that thing that you're doing. And just as you're there, just kind of look around and feel that happiness and smell that joy. And I want you to just take some time and feel all those great sensations in your body. And go ahead and touch your right thumb to your finger. And when you press down, you can feel all of this love. Because inside this memory is enjoyment for your conscious mind. And inside that memory is the foundation that unconscious mind can use to build an entirely new learning. Now, when you went through life, you went from one memory to another, only they weren't memories yet. They were just experiences. And as you moved from one experience to another, you'd have an enjoyable one. And as time went on, some of these might have changed to something else, because there were also experiences that were unpleasant, and from which you learned a lot about living. That's right. And as you got through those experiences, and some of the bad ones, you said, well, never again. And as time went on, and those experiences faded into the past, and they became the basis of powerful learnings and how to cope with the world in a way that was effective. And they were useful at that time. However, they're not quite as useful as that time, we were just talking about. That one you were just thinking of, that happy memory, that maybe it was when you were a kid or doing a sporting event or completing something you didn't think you could do. It was your memory that was happy. And, well, when you press your right thumb to your finger, you can go inside that memory again and find that enjoyment. That's right. Because you forgot to do something. Lots of people forget. When you go from a pleasant experience to an unpleasant one, you don't use the pleasantness as a way of coping. On the other hand, when you leave an unpleasant experience and go to a pleasant one, somehow or another, it's so easy to take the unpleasantness with you. It seems foolish somehow, but yet it's easier that way. And if you take some time and take a deep breath and let that unpleasant memory, all those unpleasant memories, just watch them fade and watch them get smaller and smaller and farther away from you. And they're going farther away, and you can barely see them now. And I want you to now see yourself moving forward into that pleasant memory again. You know, that one we were just talking about, where you were so happy and you were doing that thing and feeling that love and all of that joy. And when you're really deep in this memory, I want you to tell yourself, I'll never forget this again. Because some things are a resource that you want to take with you to be at your beck and call. And some things are a burden and no longer needed. So as you press your thumb and your finger together and you feel all that enjoyment of that great memory. And you take another deep breath and exhale anything that might have been left from those unpleasant memories as they just fade into nothing. And you move back forward into that enjoyment, and you feel it. And with your thumb and your finger pressed together, and you feel that joy, I want you to take a nice, deep, energetic breath and let it all out, and take one more energetic breath. And remember, there's always another way.